Hello there, I'm Laura, and welcome to Food Time and Garden. I just thought I would sit a spell with you folks. We are in a heat wave. Yes, we are. But my daylily is blooming. Oh my goodness. It's such a lovely sight to see. I'm usually outside around 5:30, 6 a.m. in the mornings. This particular morning, I didn't go out until 7 because I couldn't get out of bed. And I kept telling myself, Laura, you need to get out of bed because it's going to be close to 100 degrees out there, Fahrenheit. And, well, I got out of bed, and this is what I found. Yes, on July 8th, these caterpillars, which I believe are going to turn into a really ugly moth. I did a Google search on the picture, and that's what they said it was going to be. I have no idea. I don't really care. I just know my topiary tree, yeah, it's eating it to pieces. So, I mean, nature, what can you do? So I'm out there sweating buckets and pretty near getting heat stroke, and I'm thinking I should have brought some water out with me, but I didn't. And I'm looking around and I'm feeling disheartening. And, I'm going, why? And then I'm reminded that, hey, they're hungry too. This is nature. It's the wild kingdom out there in my permaculture bed there, and same thing on the floor of where the topiary tree is. There's a lot of leaves and limbs and little branches, and it's turned into a permaculture bed, let's say. And I don't really need to water those areas. And I find my container garden every morning. I got to get out there and water it. Yes, I do. And so the permaculture floor is the best route to go when you're in a drought and there's very little rain, which is, maybe once a month. We've got a storm coming, supposedly. It's going to start raining this evening and not stop till Monday. This is Friday, July 10th, and it's not supposed to stop raining until Monday, July 13th of 2020. So we shall see if the storm arrives and lasts, and if it does, there's going to be a lot more slugs and snails. Yes, folks. This is the permaculture bed. Look away if you don't like slugs, because there's some big juicy ones on my squash plants, and every morning I'm out there picking them off as the sun's coming up. I don't know whether or not every year I keep trying out there. If it's not the chipmunks eating the seedlings, then when the seedlings survive, it's the snails and slugs. So I'm trying the container gardening. So far, so good, but it's hard when it's almost 100 Fahrenheit out there to keep anything in a container alive. I've got lace curtains, I have sheets, I have all kinds of coverings to try and protect my container garden on my deck from burning up in this heat. I work so hard that the winters are so long, and I'm reminded of what I should be thankful for. I'm not growing food to survive on. I could never grow enough to survive on. My seasons aren't long enough. I don't have growing space big enough. Most of my stuff is in shade because there's so many trees in my backyard. I can't plant anything in my front yard because that's a major highway for the chipmunks out there. So I try and do what I can on my deck and my containers here and there, just sort of puttering around in the summertime. And let me tell you folks, this heat, it's really starting to get to me. And I come in and I feel like I'm pretty near heat stroke again, and I'm going, is this even worth it? I keep doing some of the same things over and over again, hoping for a different result. and there never is. Do you find that? Have you ever done something the same way over and over, and it doesn't turn out, but yet you keep doing it the same way? Yeah, I don't know. There were a couple of years where the permaculture bed out in the yard grew beautifully, and I didn't have a lot of issues. We had just enough rain, just enough sun. The tree from the neighbor's yard wasn't leaning over my permaculture bed at the time, so we got the sunlight. The neighbor didn't move his shed, blocking the sun coming from the other direction. So it was time today to thin out my Chardonnay carrots. July 10th. I looked at my gardening book, because in my gardener I was watching a video of his and he was harvesting his carrots. So I thought I didn't thin mine out. I put them in a trial in a styrofoam container, which they did quite well. I started them very early in April. They went through snow and frost, but the styrofoam kept them alive, and the cold didn't hurt them. It actually jump starts carrots. So, and because it's styrofoam, they didn't get overly hot in the soil, but 100 Fahrenheit, folks. You can't have it sitting out on a table. So I went and I thinned it out this morning, and so I'm going to have a few little snacks, tiny little carrots, because when I thin out, I'm going to eat what I thin out. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy those little carrots. But the morning sunrise, I was setting up the camera going, okay, I should have my other camera, I should have a little tripod, I should do this, I should do that. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm missing the beautiful moments here. So I just set up the little cell phone, set it on top of a planter, and let it run while my coffee was brewing inside. I came out and witnessed the beautiful sunrise to this July 10th morning that's going to get up to 102 Fahrenheit. So I thought, this is the only time I'm going to be out there. I might check on my deck plants from time to time, but I'm not being outside. I'm staying inside with the air conditioner, and I'm grateful that I have air conditioning, because it's just too hot out there, folks, and it can make you sick very quickly, and we can't have that. There's enough going on in this world. So I just sort of played around with the video of the sunrise and sped it up in parts, and noticed there was a squirrel going across one of the power lines. You see, if I hadn't have filmed that, I would have missed it. And it was quite beautiful as it ran across as the sun was coming up, and a silhouette of the squirrel. Wait for it, it's coming very soon. And the brightness of the sun reminded me this morning of the power of the sun and the heat in the summertime. So I realized that I need to stop doing things the same way and coming around with the same result. I need to thin out those carrots as soon as they start overcrowding, or not plant so many. And I need to enjoy the moments more. I need to stop myself from fretting and enjoy the moments more. And it appears that this year of 2020, I have to daily keep reminding myself of this. So I completely enjoyed harvesting those carrots, even though they were spindly and tiny and nothing to write home about. Sort of like that tiny strawberry I harvested last week. But I realized it wasn't the quantity or the size. It was the quality of the moment, the quality of the time I spent harvesting these cute, adorable Chardonnay carrots, because they needed thinning out, and they give me a little snack. So I went over and I checked on my bush beans. Oh, I was so happy to see those. Indeed, very soon now I'll be harvesting my bush beans and putting them on the stove to steam them or snack on them right out in the garden. But I'll definitely enjoy my little snack of my Chardonnay carrots. My harvest for today, that's going to go up to 102. So if they go to seed, so be it. I'll have seeds for next year. And if they survive underneath the sheets that I put out there, then hopefully they'll grow and get bigger. They were at the time to be harvested, but since I overcrowded the planter, which I know better, I know not to do, and if you do it, I know to thin them out, but I didn't do it. I said, okay, let's hope they'll crowd each other over and push each other aside and grow nice, big, and strong. Well, that's not the case, folks.